Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of Dober. Let's hop into the world. Let's see where we left off. I think it's still in the Ghetto Hands Tavern. I noticed that I forgot to train my spells and abilities. So let's go up to the warlock trainer, which I believe is upstairs. So let's see. Oh, there's also a quest here.
I haven't got all day.
Also interesting. Where was the warlock trainer? This is the demon, so I guess it's here.
Beware.
This one is actually sending me
What
to
would
honestly.
you ask of death?
So which rank? Oh, I can actually upgrade that and put back already. Oh, that's right there. Yep. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, nothing here.
I am forsaken.
A curse of agony. Here we go, and now we get the true dots. Drain soul from the soul shards. Stone, demon skin 2, and immolate. Okay, these are some pretty neat abilities. So let's first train my imp, the better firebolt spell. So now we'll hit harder. And let's see, what else? So we got Curse of Agony. So this would be in the same line as the other curse. I'll just think about the position in a second. This is Drain Soul, so this is something that I will be using quite a lot. So it needs to be accessible rather easy, and I think it's gonna be on one of these buttons, so I'll just put it here for now. And then we'll just show around. So this is something for some reason I put these kind of things always on the button F. It's the same as, for example, with sheep, and all these kind of characters which have the same kind of ability. I put them on the same key binding. Just makes life easier when you're switching characters. So whenever I play on a warlock, F is fear, and polymorph, of course, to some extent the same idea. So then it's also an F. It can be on multiple things. I think on my druid I had it on cyclone for a while. Now I just can't figure out. I think with the warrior you had that stun for a couple of seconds. Might have had it on there as well. Can't recall exactly, but okay. So this one's just gonna replace rank 1. And quickly go to applied. Okay, so this is create minor health sense. So this is a craftable item. Immolate. So this is rank 2. And should I do the same here? Yes, I think I will do. So I get the lower rank down here. Maybe at some point it's not interesting anymore, but for now I think it might be interesting. Well, as I don't have that many abilities yet. Okay, so I think I've got all of them here. So let's see what I'm going to do. This one's still activated. Okay, so I want this one actually to be on the second action bar. Let's put it on 4 for now, because I think I will get my food somewhere down there, which I don't have right now. No. Okay, I'll just put it here for now. This one I actually want on. Okay, I want it on that button or this one. I wanted either of these. I think I will go with this one, because then I can do. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. So actually, I want. Where's this button? Oh, that's all the way up here. Okay. That would not be my preferred spot, because these are, as you might recall, I said in the first episode that these are the abilities with a cooldown, or at least that's what I try to do. So fear is of course already an exemption, and the same for life tap. So I don't want too many other down there. And I'm thinking about having this actually on the shift 1, 2, 3 buttons with the other curses. But on the other hand, I don't feel like pressing 2 buttons all the time, because this is the combination shift 1. So actually this puts me a bit in doubt where I want it. Actually, I think I want it somewhere else. Maybe I'll just go with this anyways. Excellent assumption. I'll just put case of weakness behind download here. Let's just see. Maybe I will change it later around, but I like that button. It's nice position. It's just right next to the one and above the top button. At least that's on my keyboard. Might differ if you have a different keyboard. But at least it's easy accessible, and that's what I like. But yeah, there's let's see where I got it. Do I have these buttons? Because what's this one? Actually trying to figure out which. What's this one? No. Okay, I'm using some buttons somewhere, and I can't find where I'm actually having this. Do I have enough to have this power? Can't imagine. Okay, so this is this one. So now this one is this one. This is a shift version. Also shift version. Okay, this is... Okay, then these two are positioned somewhere else. So this one. Ah, there we go. Oh, I actually got a little few more buttons here. Okay, then I might just put it down there. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh. No more quest here. So at least I got my new abilities, and I needed to spot my talent point. So I could go for Affliction, and that's usually the way that I would go on a warlock. Because I think it's one of the specialties of a warlock, to be honest. It decreases the dot damage in general, damage over time, and warlocks are just known for it. Of course, we got the demonology, which is mainly about the pet, and I think at some point there will be some interesting things along the way. I see the Footwalker picture here, so I think this one's actually interesting. And I think Footwalker's Torment is the taunt ability of the Footwalker. So yeah, this is of course again, this is really warlock specific, but on the other hand, to some extent it could be comparable to Beastmaster. Of course not completely. I mean, pet is something completely different than a demon. This feels slightly less unique than Affliction, because I think there's no other class which is so many. Yeah, okay, Shadow Priest maybe. That could be comparable, but then I think you need to be like a Night Elf or something, or an undead to have this extra dot to make it comparable to a warlock. And then you got the destruction tree, and in my opinion the destruction tree is turning your warlock somewhat into a mage, because you're more about the direct damage. So in the sense that you're just focusing more on shadow bolts, so that's where you get those improved shadow bolts. So yeah, to be honest, if I would go destruction, and I think at level 60 is actually one of the most valuable specs actually if you want to go to raid. But at least if you're just enjoying and maybe PvPing, and it's not necessary to go destruction. But if I want, so therefore, if destruction would be the only tree to go for, then I would just as well roll on mage, to be honest. So yeah, so let me just see what it is. So destruction is ruled out, but I could go for one for demonology. Let's see what's down the line. This could be interesting during leveling, I guess. But if your demon dies, that you can summon it rather quick. Because compared to, at least for vanilla, and compared to retail WoW, the difference in, for example, also the mana cost of summoning a demon or reviving your pet, or just revive in general, it costs quite a lot more mana, or relative terms at least. So it actually gives you quite some downtime. I believe even on my priest I needed to drink in between a rest. Only if I were full mana I might have had enough mana. And I think Soul Link is actually pretty nice. When active, 30% damage. Okay. So this will actually be quite nice. I think there was a trick to use Soul Link in combination with the sacrifice or something. Just can't recall if that was in vanilla already or... But I just like this ability, Improve Corruption. I think I mentioned it before. You can actually reduce the cast time to 0. So that implies that you can just apply Corruption on the run, and I really like that because you can just keep going, running, chasing after mobs. Barely have to stand still because you get Corruption instant and Curse of Agony, which is tons of damage. You only have to stand still for Drain Life and Drain Soul, basically. And I think there is an ability, and this is actually something I'm not paid attention to before, or at least I didn't really realize it. But this ability actually gives you the possibility to increase your mana regeneration. Now, to be honest, even with my previous warlock, although, like I said in the last episode, I only got to level 40 eventually, I never really remembered not using this ability properly and running So I'm not saying that this is actually a must, although most likely if you will look for guides on the internet, they will say that this is a must talent for effective leveling. Because what it will do is whenever you drain soul while the target is dying, and you need to be the one actually giving the killing blow, if I call it correctly. Yeah, if the target is killed by you, so you have to be the one that's giving the killing blow, you get this additional mana regeneration. So yeah, if you are struggling with mana, or maybe I wasn't struggling with mana, but I could have used more shadow bolts in between, or at least more damage output, then this talent can come in quite nicely. So I just like these talents like Sif and Life, etc. So I think I'll just go with this ability. So now my cast time is not 2 seconds anymore, but only 1.6, and you will notice the difference quite quickly. Okay, so let's see, because I think this one's actually getting me the Void Walker, but I think I will just go for this one first. The core stress actually annoying, because I think you actually need to go to the end city as well.
What now?
Because I'm a little bit confused whether this is one of those vendor items or not, and then I actually might actually just be purchasable, but
I haven't got all day.
I want this one.
What is it?
Yeah, okay, so I can just buy this one, so I just needed this web pelts. Okay, so this was all the way to the north. Up here. Agamand mills. Just in the city. This I think is actually to over here near the broken tower. So the ruined tower southwest. So this is completely indifferent. This one actually can be combined with this one. Let's see, Forsaken duties. I need Bulwark is towards Western Lakelands, if I'm correct. Travel south along the road, then east at the fork to the way station. Speak with Death Guard Linnea. She has the information I need. So yeah, that will be somewhere here. I think here's Bulwark. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's completely different direction again. The Haunted Mills. So this is also the mill. New Plague. Night Venom Web Spiders. Night Web Spiders. Let's see where they are. Eastern Tearsfall Glades. So that's probably also the area here. So this actually needs to be combined with this one where you go to the Death Guard. And this is also the Agamand family, so this is also the mills. So I'm actually going to the west first. I'm first going for the Scarlets and the Dispatch, because on my way down to the broken tower I will come across the special IDs. There we go. So that's actually the first one that I can kill. Okay, so now, yeah, that's okay. Just need to get a little bit used to the keep buying. So now I believe in the early levels is actually beneficial to start with Curse of Agony. No, actually it's with Corruption because you still have to cast it. Gives you a little bit more upside. Just in between, I'm just checking. Wait, it's also the grades, those quests that are dropping in. Okay, I think it should. I think those should be the ones. Oh yeah, I'm my herbalism. Page blue. Rabbit. Actually going for that one. So, I actually started my last episode with explaining giving some explanation about my bank alt, and I said something well, on some private servers you need to be level 5 to actually being able to set meal, etc. So therefore it's sometimes worth to get it to level 5 first. However, there's another benefit actually of leveling it to level 5, which I completely forgot about, to be honest. So if you level it to 5, you actually can get the skill enchanting, or at least disenchant all the items that you get. So if I, for example, get some items now, in the beginning I will need the money, and what I could choose to vendor it, but I could also decide to send it to my bank helper, and if he was level 5, which he is not right now, I could actually make him disenchant the item if the item itself is not sold on the auction house quite well, and then actually go with the disenchantment, or the result of disenchanting, and actually sell that on the auction house, and I might actually be worth something. So that's actually something to consider when you get a bank alt. It might be worth getting it to level 5 before you actually start going to the capital city. And it also reduces the of course you shouldn't die by running all the way up, although there is a little chance that you die if you run too far off the road, or if you have this bad map running on the road. Okay, I really have to get immediately out of my rotation. So getting up to level 5 also has a small benefit of not dying on the road, just to be sure. But I think the biggest benefit then is the disenchanting. I have the idea that my imp is reacting a little bit slow. Could be due to this new fireball costed so much. No, it's not, doesn't help me. And I should actually drain his soul to get his health stat. Completely forgetting about it. Oh, there's quite some people down here. That's not too nice. Oh, fuck. Okay, we both tried the same. So I guess it's not too bad, I just level up here a little bit. See if he can join us. Yeah, that's a good thing. let's get going.
Far away. I can't cast it.
Okay, so there we go. And congrats on him for leveling up. But he's not in our group yet. Join us. 4 warlocks. Oh no, oh 3. Oh, that's actually... Oh, 1 just left. So where are these scarlets? Oh, there we go. Hiding between the trees. And he's got 1 as well.
That's still recharging.
So 1 more missionary. Yeah, there we go. This quest is not too bad. But, so I was telling you that I didn't run short of mana. And now of course I have this occasion of having a low mana. What's again? Let's just leave. Right. What's it? I can't recall. Maybe I'm just typing the wrong slash. Don't even know. Okay, more dispatch. Okay, well I shouldn't really specifically aim for them because I would just come across them anywhere around the wall, or at least their outlets.
That's still recharging.
I have the idea that on this private server the demons are reacting rather slow to my action. So if I'm actually saying to him to follow me, it takes a couple of seconds actually for him to act. And neither is he really completing his firebolt, so I'm not sure what is causing. Quite a lot of discuss down there. It's the stun from the dispatch, of course. This is what is causing my minion to take some time. Ooh, another bag. Got to that. Oh yeah. I wonder if this actually still applying to to retail WoW as well that you cannot choose a bag in your bag slot. While in combat. Well, let's see, this quest I'm just going to vendor a little bit. So this will just get emptied automatically. Meaty battling.
What is it? What now?
These are not vendors.
And you are...
Where is a vendor? Writing instructor. This one.
What is it?
Okay, so this one up there. What's this? Meaty battling. I don't need it.
Remember,
Oh, I can actually
patience.
use this. Go move it down there. Okay, and I'm just going to send this to bank helper again. Oh, whoops. No, that's strange. Okay, so actually I need a position for this on my... I'm actually going with Shift G, and now that I think about it, I'm actually going to put this one on G then. Because they've got some kind of the same effect, so this is
What
like
would you ask of death?
only gives me a follow-up, and I believe that this one's actually leading me to the east. Balnearia Farmstead. Yeah. So that's also sending me here. So now I get a couple of quests. This one is actually just everywhere. Now I'm going to the mills. So this one is leading to the mills. And I had this one leading to the mills. And this one leading to the mills. So a bit spread out. There's level 8, level 10 and level 11 quest, roughly speaking. Over it? No, I still forget. Okay. There we go. Okay, wait a second. I remember that if you go north too soon here that you cannot go across the hill here. So you actually need to walk around. Otherwise you will run in. Oh yeah.
Still recharging.
Ooh, another bag. So now the interesting thing happens here is that I got another bag which I cannot position here. So now there's two things that I can do. I can actually put it in my bank when we get to Understudy, or I actually give it to bank helper so he can actually add it to his bag slots. And that has quite some benefits. Now I do believe only the first slot in the bank costs like 10 silver. So there it's not too bad actually to just put it in my own bag, but when you get the second one, it might actually be, does become interesting. Okay. So there's quite some herbs here. I really tend to believe that they actually increased the respawn rate of all these herbs. I don't feel like running there, but I should still though. I mean, I could just use every herb that I come across.
I'm out of range.
too bad that oh, there we go. I just wanted to say it's too bad that I'm not coming across any death quits. Just as I wanted to tell you that I actually see 2 death quits in the distance. Let's see.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Oh man, he did knock back. So hell annoying. Okay, so where's the herb there? I guess there's just too many people because it's Easter. And people are off. They have no work to do. That's probably why it's so crowded in the wild. And everyone starts a new warlock character, it seems. But actually it's not so bad if actually I could do these quests together with someone else, because I believe that these were actually rather annoying because you can hardly detect them so often. Because it's just stupid skeletons and the other guys. Although I must say, I think I mainly remember them being hard because of melee classes. Because these frostballs are fucked up annoying. Oh well, at least I took the knockback. These would actually be pretty good beasts if they are tameable for a hunter, and I think they are tameable. See if they get this knockback. It's just brilliant. No, it's really... Oh, not paying attention there. I'm just thinking, am I actually killing the right mobs? I'm just killing them for... Are they supposed to drop the ribs? Okay, so I guess I actually got 1 drop from these.
I need to get closer.
I actually can see it. Wait a second. Okay, so I think MI is one of the ones that is given some extra additional information about mobs. So you see, for example, all those things like HP, XP, and it's also giving the odds of something to drop, or at least that's what my my loot table has been experiencing. So if, the Q might actually stand for quest items. So 1 out of 2 of those mobs actually drop the quest item. So now it's 1 out of 4. So it's 25%. I'll get this one for you. And we'll get the other one as well. You should be glad of me. Yep, and I also dropped in the school, so now it's, yeah, you see it's going up again. And now it's going down actually. Okay, that's interesting. I might only record it actually since the first pickup, because I killed more than 4 for example before, and was it? I killed more than 8 by now. Rips, because on the previous episode I also killed like 3 of these mobs. So not 100% precise, but oh well. Let's see, I think I have to get some special mobs as well, and now I recall one of them being one near one of these mills actually. Wandering around. So let's see. I think one is near those houses. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, someone is dying out there. Another guy, is he waiting for a respawn? I thought this one was patrolling around. 2 people actually died here. And there's more skeletons, so actually more people died here. Damn. So many died. Okay, Erfurt. Another one, please. So, I think in previous episode I killed the warlocks, and I believe they're also down here somewhere. But it might also be that part of the coast. So if you want to farm them in a different spot, that's also possible. His range is bigger than mine? Ah, he's going for me. That's why. And actually I believe that the Devlin's remains are actually all the way down at the crypt. So these are issues that I don't know which of the names is actually wandering around. Okay. This is interesting. Maybe we can just join the group together.
They can't join our group. Power to the Forsaken. Far away. Out of range. Far away.
Okay, there we go. So I guess this is better. Because these are some rare mobs that we need to kill, so if we cannot find them. Doing this in the family. Ah, there he is. Yeah. So the rogue was actually respawning, waiting for his respawn. So that's Gregor.
Out of range.
Okay, that looks weird. I guess that's just a bush. I'm actually giving that priest the health, so it feels nice to do it. There we go, there it is. Where's my info? There it is. Ah yes, he's joining. So that makes 5 of us. Cheers. Okay, so where is he, Salmon? I'm coming for you. On my way. How far are they off? Oh, he's slightly bit. Alright, got it.
Too far away. That spell isn't ready yet.
There we go. I hope that everyone actually got it.
Too far away.
So she should be going here.
This way.
Here, it is. Loot it. Here. Sweet. Sweet. Loot them up. Okay, hang on. I guess she already had it then. Okay, so now I'm not going to be ego, but I have to remember that the herb is there. Loot. Theremin. Okay, good. So that bad. This map takes long and everyone's waiting there and there's so many people from another group. This is gonna be tricky.
I can't attack that target. I can't attack
Because I just have to stab it with my dagger to get the first hit.
that. I can't attack that. I can't attack that target.
Okay, so hopefully this is not taking too long. Ah well. Should make the best of it. Start some dancing. Let's see if someone else is in the mood for some dancing. Ooh, level 60 warlock. Okay, let's just do some first aid then while waiting. So I only need one more skill, I believe. Yeah, so I should just stop. Could continue, I think, but from the skill 40 you should be getting a better bandage with a 100% guarantee of leveling up whenever you do it, even though it costs the double amount of living cloth. But living cloth is not hard to get by, so I don't mind. Oh, we got it. Woohoo! All those dots. Cheers. One more to go for me. Okay, I guess the rest is done because this one actually looks like a rare one. Oh, the bastard. Taking money up. Let me just see. She was 5. It's gonna be a sprint off. The bastard, why didn't you get hit? So I think I actually need to go there as well, but it might be actually I forgot about my teleport. Okay, so that went pretty quick. I just did another one in improved corruption. I believe there's one in here as well, or somewhere close to here that I need to get. I think it's one of those ghosts of spectral types of mobs that I need to get now. I think I believe it's somewhere down here. I could open a barrel of milk. Oh, water barrel actually. Oh, I can't recall on which side she was actually standing. If she was in the house or... Might actually be the case. Might actually be that house. I think it is actually that house. Okay, this is... Okay. So this is the nice thing about NPCs now. Too bad I still have the e-custom bar over there, but you can actually line of sight them. So this is actually rather easy. Alright, I'm just going with that one as well. Oop. Give my meat a little bit of extra. No, I think she was in here yet. Okay, tab is not showing her. Let's just go in here. Let's see if this. Oh. This is bad. Because there's another one, and for some reason I'm surprised I didn't put the one just around the corner down there. There's actually 2 of them down there, so I'm glad that it's that I only pulled this one over here. Otherwise I had 4 after me. But there's no quest mob here. Although I do need 1 more rib. I still believe she was in this house, so I'm just gonna roam around this house. Just to be sure. Let's just hear something funny to do. Poor NPC. Too stupid to handle me. Okay. So where is Nisa? Nisa.
I'm out of range.
Okay, this one's actually waiting down there, so I guess it is actually there. I guess I was right actually. Yeah, I'm going to invite him. For her. Inside here. Ah, okay, yes. So I was right. Damn. I'm proud of my memory. Because I think the last time I actually leveled in the undead zone is about 8 years ago.
Out of range.
So that's actually quite decent. Ah, well, I could give you a health stone as well.
I can't carry any more of those.
Of course, you first got a tray or... And I should be crossing a new one. Ah, there we go. So, here we go. It's not difficult flying, that's with a mage next to you. Okay, so I got 2 more quests done, but I still need this one and this one. Now I think... Ah, yes, cheers. That's nice. If there was to do all these ones. Oh, this is actually better. Okay, that's good. Good. Okay, so quest item, quest item, quest item, quest item, quest item. Fruits. Quest item. Oh, it begins a quest. Okay. Where does this lead to? Leave 4. Is there something in the letter that I can read? I will entrust this letter to our this winner. I pray you can find a way through the forces surrounding us, and I pray you read these words, for they are the last you will hear of me. Of my only comfort in these dark days is the relief I feel, knowing that you are freed of my fate. Different feelings? After the betrayal of my brother Devlin. Oh, yeah, okay. This is someone. Okay. I fear my father made a grave error when he decided to remain and defend our home. The force of the scourge raged through Beresford Glades, and although we are well fortified and well stocked, after the betrayal of World Devlin, we lack the strength and number to withstand their continuous. If you receive this letter, Yvette, then know that Devlin is a traitor. Devlin is bad inside the description. Area of fortunes. Okay. Okay, he's just getting coordinates. 74. Yeah, that's the crit. Right. 40. Okay, that's somewhere else than I thought actually. Somewhere here. Oh yeah, I come behind the room now. It's actually just a skeleton wandering around. Just when you into this area. Okay, just wonder what this one is. I do know what price was promised. Price was promised for him. For sure. This one. The ambush of Clover, please slow, clear to this. before we can speak. By the way, he's a monster. Okay. And just if we tried to face the scourge, then we were doomed. He told us this when they first entered Azeroth, before they entered. Oh, perhaps he was with us to leave, or perhaps he was gloating. It was always hard to understand Devlin's motives since he was a child. He was a mystery to us. But he was right, we are doomed. The Agamand family line will end, although I still live. I know I will soon be dead. I'm not afraid, and I do not regret remaining with my family. But my last thoughts will be of you, living on, my beloved Yvette, and I will find peace. I guess this is actually just, I actually assume that this isn't real. At least I hope it is. Otherwise I'm just bring it back and just say thanks. Help yes. I could also be kind enough to at least suggest it, but I guess, yeah, that's what I expected. Okay, so I think this is one of the main parts about vanilla wall, which I like, just being nice to each other. I mean, of course, like I said, in the first few levels, you might see people stealing mobs, and I did it. Maybe I did it in my Life of Dober videos as well. I don't know. But I guess once you get to close to level 10, it's not necessary anymore. And then you get the nice part, to be honest. And it also has to do with the number of people here, and you couldn't help before level 10, so we will have to take that into consideration. Now there's actually this one nice thing actually, thinking about this is that last time I told you a little bit about questing and which way to go and etc etc. And now I saw I saw a couple of videos about the classic high basically, or that's actually trying to make use of the classic high with all these videos on how to effectively level to level 60 in the quickest way possible. And they all recommend things like Questy, Quest helpers, and to be honest, I think that, of course, they make you a quicker leveler, but they just take a lot of fun out of the game. I mean, I just received the coordinates from someone, so he might be using Questy, but to be honest, I think that's a bit too easy. I don't know, like, just being told some coordinates, looking them up, and of course I do have this other one giving the coordinates, because by default they don't have it. And some quests are really like almost impossible to figure out just by the quest log, and there's not enough people doing them, and then you're just searching for hours and hours to actually just get the quest. Okay, that's a bit that's a bit too much in my opinion, but most quests like these, you could also just say, oh, there's just a little bit more south, and then at least you got like this little experience. You're just going to look at this spot and then look a bit around and try to find if you can see and find the right guy. That kind of answers I would actually appreciate it much more. And so yeah, and the quest is actually just being that other guy which you otherwise would just actually be talking to, and he's only giving just yeah. And it's basically actually you have a bot, and the bot is just whenever you don't know where to go, you just, or actually whenever you're picking up, you're instantly asking the guy at the questy add-on, so where should I go? And he's just giving your coordinates basically. But it's kind of the idea of these kind of add-ons, and to be honest, they take the social part of the game as well, because people will ask you less where to go, and to be honest, that's not the idea of this game. I mean, of course, I do have add-ons as well, and everyone should be completely free in what kind of add-ons to use and whatever. I'm not going to judge on that. But I think myself, I don't really have add-ons that are influencing my gameplay apart from maybe lazy pick, because it got auto dismount. So in vanilla, but the default is that you do not dismount as soon as you just press an action button. You actually have to dismount it yourself and then actually cast it. So I can just show it. So this is lazy pick, and as you can see, I actually don't have that much options checked. So for example, you can actually automatically enter BG and battlegrounds and that kind of stuff. I don't do that. I do it, for example, QBG, which basically just implies as soon as you click the battle master of the battleground, it's just automatically getting the queue rather than just having to click yourself. But they're not really, they're just nice features, but I wouldn't say they're really gameplay changes. So let's see, yeah, loot window position, set automatically wherever I loot, and so here's auto dismount all the way at the bottom. Yeah, so that will be one of the only extra really gameplaying kind of things. So let's see, what else do I have? Extended camera distance. That's more of a feature. Of course, you could say, well, because you have this extended camera view, you can view more, and you got extra view. But the benefits of that is diminishing. It's not really an advantage. What else do I have? What's this easy split merge? Oh, this has to do with if you have a stack of items. It's easier to do. So, and all the other things, for example, here I just don't even check them. And of course I got this auto sell grey items. But yeah, like I said, I don't think they're really gameplay changing, and at least they're not taking out the part of the game which I think is supposed to be there, like the social part. Oh, that's it. Okay, good. Yay. Okay. Cheers. Thanks. Okay, so I got that one done, so let's get those discret pelts. Discret pelts. Where are the discrets? Okay, that was a miss. Let's do that. Okay, so actually I wanted to go back to town because I assumed to be done with the discret by now. But since I'm not, I could actually continue to the other side directly. But at the same time, I think we're already playing for like an hour now. So the end of an episode is coming as well. Oh, there's this place. And there's also this place. Let's first kill the aggressive mobs, like the dark hounds. Okay. Okay, so now it wasn't reacting, but that might be because of the knockback. It's a pity. I must say the drop rate is low. It's a bit like the Dark Hound Bloods actually. It took me quite some time as well to get those.
I need to get closer.
Okay, I'll let my imp get some knockback. Okay, I thought it was going for the herb. Because rogues and herbalism I think is actually a good combination. Because of their self-made or their rogue ability kind of things, like the Thistle Tea, or what's it called? I think herbalism comes in handy there. Okay, I really have to get used to the irritation. Why are they not dropping my items? Woohoo.
It's still recharging.
Okay, so I need one more. Of course, the knockback. Ravage. So one more. I wonder where this level 5 is going. I might not know the way, actually. So it seems like he went west before, or north actually. Before going towards the grill. Give me the knockback so my imp can just continue casting. Lazy drain soul. Barely does damage. It's not actually worth it. Hey, there we go. Okay. Let's go back to town first. Pick up the silver leaf. Actually, I should start doing something with my herbalism. But I think I will do that when I get to the city. Or alchemy, sorry. Alchemy. Use my herbs. Actually, if I just think about it, if I get 3 more skills, I can actually level up as well. Herbalism. It's almost 50. At 50 you can level up. Maybe I should just go down there, because I had a lot of herbs there before. So let's see if I can get it up before going back to town. So these are actually different discards. I just realized now. These are all aggressive. Is it just an orc? What class? Warrior? Hunter? Male? Looks like female. How did he die out here? If it was a hunter, then he wouldn't have died of mobs. That's for sure. Okay, that's another one. Oh, and you could of course argue that this add-on that's showing the herbs is affecting gameplay. Yes and no. Because of course they're showing where I've heard before, so they were like a data bank. But at the same time there's no guarantee whatsoever if I go there that they are actually there. The only thing that you could or might be able to do based on these results is make like an herb path in a certain area if you need specific herbs. So for example I could say, oh I see quite a lot here, so I should run in a circle like this. Giving an example. Now for example I could decide to go there, or now I know there's people there, I could go there. That's the only gameplay kind of. But again, that would never take something out of the social aspect, in my opinion, because it's not like you will ask people, where is this peace beam? I think the only, well, if they reply, then they will just say we'll go to, for example, Tirishfall Blaze, and they're just southeast or something. Of course, that's still possible. But those are like answers that I could figure out myself as well. It's not something you would see people ask quite quickly. He's not aggressive, that's good. So one more skill. I need one more herb. One more herb. I guess I'm not in luck for that. I just roam around. Okay, so I should actually be handling those first. Ah, it's not gonna matter probably.
What is it?
Oh, I actually got something with spirit already.
Beware, our enemy is abound.
I didn't realize it. It was actually pretty decent at this level. There was no vendor down there. But here there are.
Speak quickly.
Now I hope this Yvette, yeah, is there. There we go. So Bank Helper is getting some herbs again that one I can actually use. And that I will see returned later as well. Okay, so I can level up my first aid. And I can turn this. Let's see, actually it should be
Patience, discipline.
handing in these first. This one of course not possible, but this one first. Where is she? Or did I just stand right in front of her and did I just ignore her? Oh, that's Yvette.
What do you require?
Poor girl. You lost your husband.
That better be good. Hello. Beware living. I'm listening.
Let's buy the course thread.
I haven't got all day.
There we go. I can hand this one in as well. Oh, there's another one over there. I thought this was the last one. Okay. Oh, it's upstairs. Obviously. But I'm a bit surprised because this one is South by Forest and this one is in the city.
What is it?
Why is there actually another quest completion mark
Do not seek death.
out there? Oh. This is actually nice. So this one can be sold. So let's see, what's this? Images 3 is just blind. Okay, let's check this out. This one.
What now?
Family crypts, yeah, now it wants me to go down all the way down there. And this is actually a quite difficult quest, at least I remember wiping myself down there. And I've already done. This one I
What
can
now?
sell. Okay. So this one I could actually also sell. This is also going to bank helper. Yeah, this one as well. Just for now. Okay, then I'll go back to my inn. And this was yet another episode
I'm
of the Life of Dober. And we're making progress, almost level 12. So almost 2 levels. Like 1.5 hours. Of course it's not that quick, but it's still not too bad, especially with the kind of people, the amount of people that we saw. Luckily they were kind enough to group up and we got the kills first, but you could see it can be quite annoying, especially if people don't want to group up, that you're with 10 people down there waiting for the same mob and actually each has to take turns rather than grouping. Okay, so this is where I will just log off for now. Thanks for watching once more and see you next time. Bye bye.